Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Smitty here, and I have creative director here of Madden 18, Rex Dickson here. And as I asked you guys before, I wanted you guys to send me some community questions that you wanted me to try and get answers for in regards of Madden 18. You know, we have the other interviews as well, so definitely check those out. But this here is straight up the questions that you guys asked, so I'm gonna dive straight into it here. I wanted to ask this first question here. Are there any bobbled catches in the game this year?
Yes.
All right.
Oh, you mean tip passes?
Yeah, like tips and like bobbled, like let's say they don't have full control. Is it?
Yes, that can happen. So a guy, like a receiver bobbles it and he can recatch it, yes. And also this year we fixed wide receivers will actually go for tips as well as DBs.
Awesome. All right, let's see. Now, as far as pass blocking and rushing, like is there anything significantly that was upgraded or fine-tuned for this year
In pass blocking?
Yeah, pass blocking and as far as in rushing.
Yeah, so you're gonna feel the ball carrier loco has been refined, a lot of impact from the Frostbite engine. EA Physics has a whole new platform on kind of the Frostbite engine, so physics will feel different the way the ball carrier moves through the line. We did a lot of work on pullers. We did work on open field blocking. We did a lot of work on double teams and getting to the second level quicker. We did a significant amount of work on ratings differences. That whole theme about bronze O-line can stop an elite D-line. So that's all been addressed. We worked on penalties for if you run quarters against the run. Clint and his group have done a ton of work this year, and the running game, in my opinion, is better than ever.
Sweet. Let's see. Now, as far as speed differentials, like is speed gonna matter as much when it comes to gaining positional advantages?
So when we talk about positional advantage, it's less about speed and more about like when you're turning your hips, whether you're keeping over the top position, whether you're going into look and lean, all that sorts of stuff. Body positioning. So positional advantage this year is if a DB has over the top position on a lob ball, he's got a much higher chance to pick that ball off. Versus last year, where it would just kind of roll, the receiver's catch rating or catch and traffic rating against the DB's zone or man rating. This year, it actually takes into account like who has the better positional advantage to catch this ball and gives them a bonus.
Awesome.
And that means more lob balls get picked if safeties have over the top position.
Yes, and guys, let me tell you this real quick. The secondary play, like the logic as far as how they break on the balls, whether it's man or zone coverage, it's been amazing. Like all the things that you were seeing in 17 that would pretty much be opener money, like those days are gone. Like it's amazing. Like it's a whole new experience. So I'm telling you guys straight up. Let me see. Now, as far as catching passes on the sideline, like was it addressed where they won't tip over to the side, they won't tip out of bounds unless they're actually a lot closer to the sideline?
We've been working on that problem all cycle. I mean, we want to get to a point where every call with a sideline catch is absolutely accurate. Mm-hmm. So I would say that right now we fixed a lot of those issues, especially in the back of the end zone. Mm-hmm. But we still have some more work to do. I'm not saying I'm 100% satisfied with that system just yet. But we still have a few more weeks to go before ship, and catching is one of our main focuses moving into final. So I'm hoping we'll make some more progress.
Awesome. All right, let's see here. Now this is one question here in particular. Will real gameplay physics be updated so that a linebacker who's out of position cannot snatch the ball out of the air on passes that are already behind them by 5 yards or more?
Yeah, I mean, there's a multifaceted answer here. We're doing a lot of work on hook zones and how high they can jump because, you throw a corner route, you don't want the hook zoner to be able to jump up and catch the ball 9 feet in the air.
Right.
Other stuff we worked on is we didn't want users to be able to take away multiple routes over the middle of the field. So we've done some work to linebacker loco, especially a ratings-based system, so that elite linebackers, like the 90 rating players and above, can make those kind of cuts that everybody could make last year. But once you start going down in rating into the 80s and 70s, you'll get these lower tier cuts, which will make it much harder to move and control the middle of the field. So basically, if you're trying to guard a slant or a drag and there's a route coming over the top, your ability to turn 180 on the stick and change from one direction to the other, you're going to get impacted by those cuts.
Awesome. All right. And I also, from playing the mud squads, I got to see those cuts and control it firsthand with like the wide receivers and such. I'm telling you, it's definitely game changing as far as like the player movement impact and controlling them there. So that's something to look forward to as well. Let's see. Now, okay. Now, of course, this is always a burning question. Like, has the suction block tackle DB wide out sequences, have they been addressed or limited this year?
What do you mean the DB?
Like the wide out DB interactions, like the animation sequences.
That was the main focus for this whole year for MUT squads is wide receiver DB play. We've put in entirely new systems for press and beat press, a new off the line mechanic for wide receivers. Tons of new animations in that space, and also zone chucks within 5 to 7 yards. If your defender has a receiver crossing through, he's going to jump him, he's going to like chuck him, which completely throws off route timing, and it changes the way the game is played because you're not going to get consistent route timing depending on whether the defender chucks your receiver and how successful he is in doing the zone chuck.
Okay. All right. And let me see here. Okay, now this is one thing. I don't know if it's something that's done in the game or not, but as far as the trenches is concerned, will defenders be able to pancake offensive linemen and vice versa?
Yes, and I think I mentioned it earlier on Twitter, but there's a new mechanic for defenders to blow up blockers, and one of my other favorites is on the hit stick. You can blow up blockers by flicking up on the right stick, but if you're a smaller DB, like let's say it's a toss play and you have 2 lead blockers and all you have is a cornerback on the edge, you can actually flick towards them on the right stick and submarine them, take out the lead blockers at the waist, which is a really cool mechanic to use.
All right. Awesome. And then I know that it was already touched on in regards to the whole CFM aspect, but guys, I will say this. From what was already announced, so I know there's more news to come down the line, but from what's done in the game at this point, I think that a lot of people will be pleased gameplay-wise what it is that we have, and I believe that it will help with carrying on with what's going on in CFM, even at this point. So, like, I don't know if there's anything, you wanted to say in regards to that at this point. Because I know, like I said, with the whole news, there hasn't been any news or anything. Is there, I know that that's going to be something a little bit later on forthcoming, but I don't know if there was anything like you wanted to say in addition to what you may have said in earlier interviews in that regard about the whole franchise aspect of things, or is that just more at a later date we'll find out?
I mean, we'll put out the dev blogs. I think the main things we talked about earlier today in the EA Play event is that we've been investing in technology stack stuff, which means aligning some of the feature bases and technology behind the franchise features. So if you look at what's happening in NBA this year with the One and all those creation tools and all that stuff is going to map directly back to Madden at some point in the future. So what we had to do was invest a lot of resources into making sure the technology stacks between Madden, NBA were aligned so that every feature we build on NBA or Madden, the other team can easily leverage and use. And that will basically double our power to invest in franchise and other features moving forward.
Awesome. All right, well, that's pretty much all that I have here as far as the community questions and just in general. Like I said, you guys, Rex, the team, these guys are committed to delivering the product that we definitely want. I know people were feeling weary because of the whole MUT Squads thing, which I believe there will be some guys in the sim community that will be having fun. Myself, Shop, and Sim had ourselves a blast playing it earlier, so I know you guys will too. So, but that's pretty much all I got for you guys. And Rex, thanks a lot for your time and for, answering these questions. So, till next time, I'll holler at you guys later. Peace.